Imagine reaching the end of your life and realizing you were performing for a jury that didn't care this whole time. Okay, stop for a second. Think about the last thing that stressed you out. The last thing that kept you up until 2 a.m. The last thing you kept overthinking again and again and again. Now I want you to ask yourself a question. Will it matter in 5 years? I want you to be honest with yourself. If no, then why are you still giving it everything you have? There's a line from the show Boy Meets World that I keep coming back to. A teacher, Mr. Feeney, tells a student, if you let people's perception of yourself dictate your behavior, then you'll never grow as a person. But if you leave yourself open to experience despite what others think, then you'll learn and grow. And I didn't understand that line for a long time, but I do now. I started asking myself that after I met a girl in my school sophomore year, and she didn't need any of this explained to her, she just lived it. She was serious about life, she worked hard, and she genuinely cared, but only about the things that mattered. And at the same time, she was goofing around and She genuinely cared, but only about the things that mattered, and she knew the difference between those things and everything else. If she didn't like people, she didn't pretend. If she liked them, she showed it. She was genuine. So one time we got in trouble at school. A substitute reported our class for being too loud. And the teacher sent an email home to our parents. I was spiraling, overthinking every detail, imagining every possible consequence. She looked at the situation and saw it as exactly what it was. The email was the only consequence. It didn't affect grades, it didn't affect anything else. We just had to be quieter moving forward. Now, she wasn't careless, she was selective. She had a filter for what actually deserved her energy and what didn't. Before giving anything my energy, I asked myself one question. Will it matter in 5 years? There was another girl I got to know that year. Now, both the girls, they had a good group of friends. They were both genuinely happy, not in a performative way. But this girl, she lived life in a completely different angle from the first one I talked about. She went day by day. She was genuinely visibly at ease with herself and her life. She didn't treat everything like a competition. And she was still achieving things. She was still doing great in life. I spent over a year believing that success required exhaustion, that if you weren't running, you were falling behind. But she was living proof that wasn't true. So, before giving anything your energy, just ask, is it actually that deep? For every situation that feels urgent and catastrophic, stop, look at it clearly. Is it actually that deep? Most of the things that feel like emergencies are just speed bumps that you won't even remember in a year. And for things you're still not sure, the 5-year test. Will it matter in 5 years? For some things, the answer is yes. Your SAT, your college applications, for most people this will matter in 5 years. So give it your real energy, not just what's left over. Now, for some things, the answer is also yes, but for a completely different reason, like vaping, drugs, alcohol. The teens that do it, they think that it might feel social, it might feel like everyone's doing it. In fact, a lot of teens drink because they think that it gives them a sense of adulthood or maturity. But if you need a drink in your hand to feel cool or mature, then you're not cool or mature. Now, there's things where the answer is also no, like the argument that's been eating at you for the past 2 weeks, the person you know you need to cut off, like a friend or a relationship, but you won't leave because you feel like leaving is hard or the history feels too long. Or the situation you've been overthinking in your head until 2 a.m. that is genuinely not going to affect a single day about your life in 5 years. 5 years from now, you're not going to wish that you held on longer. You're just going to wish that you let it go sooner. So let it go now. Not because it won't hurt. It might hurt a lot, but because the 5-year test already told you the answer. Now, I want to speak directly to the parents in the room for a second. And I say this with the most respect because I know that everything you do comes from love. But I've seen this a lot, so I wanted to address it. The thing you're strict about, or the thing your kid is hiding from you or fighting you on, is there a real harm or a real consequence? Will it actually matter in 5 years, or is it just unfamiliar or not how you would have done it? Because your kid is spending energy defending something harmless when that energy could be going towards things that actually matter. I'm going to ask this question again because I think it's the only one that matters. Will this matter in 5 years? If yes, then give it everything you have. If no, then stop wasting your energy on it and stop letting it drain you. You have one life and it's happening right now, not after you become the version of yourself you think you're supposed to become, not after you figure it all out, but it's happening now, so stop performing and start living. Thank you.